Welcome to Terry's vlog on Chance TV, where I bring you exclusive news, entertaining news, social media trends, what you need to know in the country Ghana. And on today's episode, share it's interesting to know, say, Ghana is ranked first in Africa with largest loans outstanding to IMF. Africa, the whole of Africa, Omaya, called the International Monetary Fund, Omaya, Edika Power Africa, Ghana, Ena Edikain. And your baby rasa in Senumona, Duhu Abobo Kakra. Sounds so na, in fact, some more. Recently, Ghana Water Company Limited boss, the managing director of the Ghana Water Company Limited, Ede Nsembi Abetuja, Nsembe Nokai, Osei, fecal matters. Fecal matter has found its way into the Weija Treatment Plant. Some more fecal matter said Binipa, Janai any a day. In so our Ghana Water Company Limited, Sebi Omokra na Omande Amayana Asumo Mino. Sebi certain citizens ne Timamufuono, they have been able to pollute these water bodies with fecal matter. And also a different issue. Na the chatokra and yede ever some the viewers of Chance TV on Terry's vlog. Actually what is trending on social media now. Honorable Dr. Yao Osei Adutwum, the Minister of Education. In Zambia, say there is an ongoing UN summit B. Yes, there is an ongoing United Nations summit B. Ekosona Ehono and Honorable Yao Osei Adutwum, the Minister of Education in Ghana currently. A day in Sembi Atuja. Na in Sembe no Kaye. Yababo room na Yatrian Komokakra. Okay, see, I'll wear ransom no mudia, and na Honorable Yao Osei Adutwum, and Yadino AD a kind. Honorable Densembi Atuja, I normally, I don't know, say actually, because I don't want to be biased over here. I just want to be on a neutral, on a safer ground. So I'll just present as it has been stated. Also, you can't memorize your way out of poverty. You can't memorize your way out of poverty. The UN speech that got Education Minister trending. This is an article on Join Online. That was on the 22nd of September 2022. The concept that mere theory does not do enough in education appears to have been agreed on by experts worldwide. But the implementation in many classrooms in Africa is yet to see a conscious evolution to practicalise lessons for children of school-going age. This was the angle Education Minister Dr. Yao Osei Adutwum was coming from when he addressed delegates at the ongoing United Nations General Assembly on Wednesday, September 21st. He questioned the rationale behind regurgitating numbers and letters just for the purpose of reproducing same in the examination hall without any idea of its impact on the real world.
That is how we put to rest the issue of rote memorization. You can't do rote memorization in STEM. We have to really participate in the learning process and make sure that we can get a critical mass that with the critical minds that we need for our transformation. You see, I always say that from my experience in the US going back to Ghana, we have good children in Ghana, so respectful. But I go to schools upon schools and I speak with the students. And when I finish speaking with them, I'll say, do you have a question for me? No hand goes up. a hand is just to go up in all my encounters in Ghanaian classrooms. We have tamed the children. We just want them to write down what we tell them. At the day of exams, they should put down what we have told them. We say, you are the best student the country has ever known. That kind of education system will not transform Ghana. That kind of education system is not going to give us critical thinking individuals, especially since we are in the 21st century and education 4.0, the fourth industrial revolution. You can't memorize your way out of poverty, but you can critically think and innovate out of poverty. So Ghanaian schools, Africans will have to begin to take a serious look at what I call the assertive curriculum. A curriculum that empowers the African child to ask questions and challenge the status quo respectfully within the African cultural context. But not a curriculum that tells the African child to be quiet and don't say anything when the adult is speaking. And tell the adult back, tell him back whatever he was told. That kind of education system, I don't care if we get to the point where every African child is in school. If you put all of them in school and do not change the way you teach them by empowering them to be assertive individuals, you will still not transform Africa through education.
Well, this is in some way Honorable Minister for Education, Honorable Osei Adutwum, who happens to be the Member of Parliament for the Bosomtwi constituency in the Ashanti region of the Atuja. But I think it's a Fabinon so and some more can no crow because yini na mani ko school no babedie and this kind of memorizing of stuffs na idea. While memorize here, you can't pass your exam. So you just have to pick your books, memorize pages, memorize words, and word to word. And so I think said this one, I'll leave it for the viewers to judge. Obi say, he who preaches equity must come with clean hands. The man in question is the Minister of Education. So someone will ask, what actually is the man putting in place? Dear now, Honorable Eddie Egua Kwemu in his area or the Minister of Education. Because he said, oh, come once now the power is in your hands to turn things around. But I don't want to be political over here. Let me say, what's not so for almost since 2016 MPP we are in the year 2022. It's almost 6 years. What has he been able to do in the educational sector when it comes to practicalizing staffs? Maybe kind of STEM staffs and then whatever. I think I'll leave that one for our cherished viewers to equally judge. But let's quickly get into the comment section. When you go here, someone says that Chef Frank says talk is cheap. What is being put in place to solve this? Talk is cheap. What is being put in place to solve this? That is coming from Chef Frank. Okay, so Kenneth Awachidako on also say practical approach is say how can the old curriculum be changed? Once realized, action must follow. What are the problems we're facing that we can't teach that assertive curriculum? I want to know. So there's a question now. Honorable. This is equally coming from son of a Gary seller. Son of a Gary seller. Now it's a Gary Rabano. Okay, I'll say reason why I've never liked teacher training colleges. They are treated like SHS kids. It's just a continuation of SHS and you expect them to behave differently to students and teach them assertiveness. Oh, okay, so this is from son of Gary Seller. I say waiting when ninja na one pay teacher training as some of that. Because as a SHS and 2 as well, there's nothing that is relevant or being taught over there. There is no practical stuff. So they come back and do the same thing or more predecessors they have done. Okay, so Maker says they go out to preach the good news, but don't do things to bring results. Besides, you are the minister. Let your words reflect in your work. You should be rather stressing on the difference you made on the problem we're facing. Okay, so Maker say, Sebi, okwa bontino akoka asemne de na emfa so die bia emma omainumu. Besides, so now you're educational minister. In the all can say a theoretical part of education, and I say additional yedi babadi any those things moi as a minister, then I also do go akwemu. In Tienya Casano, now I am practicalizing the ideas because many people only say you just have to let it be something that reflects in your works. Okay, so CCK say I've been saying this for time. I used to think I was a brilliant child when growing up. I came to the UK and realized I was only good at memorizing my notes, babadie, and sitting for exams. That system doesn't work here. So a girl was struggling. CCK said, "Oh, no crepa because sasem waka wasembe enabebreni na wanko UK anko nim se Ghana no e ka so obi aben a waben se odi baba akotro exam nya ka chen so onen the best student but okodro UK ma no hu say no entisa if you can't practice what you are learning there any obebrepa." That is what CCK is equally saying. Okay, so tough guy says, "Fix it, boss. We are sick and tired of your rhetoric." Okay, was it fix it? You have the power to fix it, so fix it. Okay, so set of to say the expert critics. Where are your solutions? You can also jump into leadership positions to offer your seemingly superior solutions if you are also not empty. But remember, it takes your competence to recognize and realize the route to provide a value for the society. Other than that, better keep the criticism to yourself because they don't offer solutions and produce value either. Said Ophoria trouble for was a catch away. Why you say we expecting critics say can be and I say you criticize be there. Why you say we expecting that. Said what's now bontia kasa tobe o cancer yo ni na dia dibia eba. You equally have to let your competencies reflect asam na wokano. Say wanga sa wokana so when na bontia nya ya wokana dia na dia wokano fa so bia ni so. That is set Ophoria asama. Okay. In fact, the comments are a dozen yepa. Raphael Nana Nyamese say, "Don't you think it's about the language, English language? Next time around, give your speech in Chi and allow them to ask the questions in Chi and let's see." Okay, Raphael will say, "Honorable also call classroom who kakasaya na we na bisa question." I say maybe a number of no monte. In the next time, say who bisa question ya no bisa no Chi. That is coming from Raphael Nana Nyame. Okay, so this is it on the reason why Honorable Dr. Yao Osei Adutwum is trending on social media. And then what he said again was that you can't memorize a way out of poverty. The UN speech that got education minister trending. Fast forward, let's look at Ghana position at the outstanding loans to IMF. In some way, in fact, you better argue to see a politician, but we are reporting as it is. So when we go on Join Online, this article is equally there. They say Ghana ranked first in Africa with largest loans outstanding to IMF. And Honorable Ken Ufuria Tanimfuni Edaha Kakraka Papaya Funashe Kama Wafe Nesia Osre. They say Ominu will be a Danokrano and Fanaho. That is Honorable Ken Ufuriata, the finance minister. Also, Ghana is ranked first in Africa with the largest outstanding debt to the International Monetary Fund. According to the fund's quarterly finances, as of the end of July 2022, the country's loans outstanding is estimated at 1.31 billion special drawing rights, equivalent to about $1.69 billion. The country's loans outstanding to the IMF represent 9% of the total number of African countries indebted to the fund. Wow. That is a Africa countries in Naka at the IMF Bomwa Ghana and Kwa woman 9%. Wow. It is also equivalent to 178% of its quota or share of monies borrowed from the fund. This, however, excludes the COVID-19. The COVID-19 support fund now about $1.2 billion. Now, this is not part of the debt now. IMF Well, the country's loan exposure to the Bretton Woods institution is classified as concessional lending. Concessional loan comes with a loan interest or concessional loan comes with a low interest financing. As of June this year, the nation's external debt was estimated at $28.1 billion, with the majority of loans being commercial. Meanwhile, Sudan and Democratic Republic of Congo are second and third in Africa, with the largest outstanding loans of SDR 992 million and SDR 990 million respectively. Okay, and yes, Ghana free Ghana free Sudan and it was so ansana aba Congo na Kenya and so it was so ansana Cameroon. But there is something that is very dicey. In fact, in some sense, I say, oh, can I say, well, no, can you? I say we tag you. We say you're a politician. You say you are doing some propaganda and stuff. But this is a news. It's being published. Joy Online. I wonder where the country is going. And then, young one was said, okay, better, sorry, yes, yeah, the Ghana in Munipa, in Weija Padia Bibia, Kwakusiawa, and Tiwa Wuntumin, no Apake on your man with Yanakotogu, because the way of mine air conwa, Debiana Yeke air kona e be emeka. In fact, homete, and the unemployment ne atwati se wo minimum, but Nina no enya diamping fui, or more share no omadi a hujuma, and a brofake see, and they said the honorable Kayeni. But I don't see any kind of improvement via a free or mokasemo air. But well, it's not MPP alone, and it's not NDC, and I bet you this issue has been something that has been worrying, and I think we really need to stand up for this and then make things work right. And this idea, send a medical can anyone was say or mine that we better sorry na ye beka say ye de or mine and casani muni penina aquacusia wanti untumia now as a sound your man kukune mkakana kotogo. Samson say Ghana, our motherland. Darren or say dear miniaba or say Samuel, that is Ghana for you. Ye can oforiata or the ha or annuenesia or sre just on till cry say odogobi enuabe. Aha. So quickly, let's get into the fecal matter that has found its way into the Weija Treatment Plant. Sabi mpenyimfo say utu Accra no na otu momonefo ene da bia na yebetina ha yebebɔ mpanyimfo n'achi ene da bia na sabi yebeka se mpanyimfo na always say as a citizen Kufado say be a citizen and not a spectator. And then once you have been a citizen, when they say apart from the right na tembia no claim free abino ehono, you go have a responsibility. It is something that I always say. Yes, there's something that always, apart from our rights, instead of just fighting for our rights or something, for you say we're entitled to this, we could have a responsibility. Because our health is something that we can't play with our own health. And they don't think about us. So young sounds in fact, in fact, because of the fecal waste, the fecal matter are finding itself into the Weija Treatment Plant. And as a sanyama way, because was a janino, and you form the befria by a nipper destiny and a bakako to adi, and yagu in sumo. We pay septic tanks operators and then we pay people to empty our septic tanks and stuff. But instead of them taking it to the rightful size and stuff, no, you see them going into water bodies and then just offloading them into the water bodies. And Nona the managing director of the Ghana Water Company Limited, Adutwum. Let me read it over here for you. It says, the managing director of the Ghana Water Company Limited, Dr. Clifford Braimah, has disclosed that fecal matter has found its way into the Weija Treatment Plant in Accra. He said he has observed the unwanted deposits that find their way into the river. This deposit, he said, compromise the quality of the water, hence the need for intensified effort to sanitize Ghana's water body. If you go to Weija, that is an urban setting of Accra, and look at the quality of the raw water there, you see it will be greenish. It means that organic material is being pushed into it. One major organic material that is pushed in is purpose fecal matter. He told host Samson Ladi on Newsfile on Saturday. Weija, share in the quality of the raw water there, Accra. Share in that green. And I say no any greenish is it means the water has been contaminated, and then the composition of this contamination or the purpose fecal matter. In Sebebe on your day tuja, he equally talked about Omondi the Omasadi and so Omudi Insuno, Omutritina, Omodi Abraham number. See keeping it clean. And my insuno any other the responsibility of the Water Resource Commission. But what is the action of the Water Resource Commission? You go to them, What have you equally done? Dear Ben Amoye concerning the pollution of our water bodies, and I can say for say yensu, yenyansu say to it and you go to the Water Resource Commission and they tell you that we don't have the resources. You need resources, no. I can make say we will prioritize certain things, forgetting about our own health. Into about mining more year worth sector the field be a while. You tell me allocate sika prove more. Then so about after fields, you go there and then ultimate government institution then people are just sitting there, they are just there for being then sick. But so the resources that they need. Send come to be a Jumano, Aquaquia Boachibidin, Sana police for Munso Mecca. Said we just deploy them out there to go and then Yanko bought him for home by. But you get there and then Sebi, a candy was on the bought a year to Mamufo by no. A different thing altogether. Say protective clothing, need those stars. No, in fact, Omanian friend form. I don't want to be political. I don't want to actually go harder on our politicians. But yanso medical kadada. Yes, brebra ma maniama. Yenia sebi yanso yetima mufono. And medical can we call have our responsibility. Sebi in suono a wuja o nine eguma na say who offload the jana de gunu hunin say and one esa kwa for diraba. Sebi yes ba find him so oyoni. Na so on one two and Osei no. Internet the unim so wakwa kwenya be mentwe bia offload this faecal matter yegu and I say unim say obi ehunu say air kono wow na day sabasanya ho da readily crana definitely be our baby and na na be kwa konom science so yeah no so di insun so boni ebe bro enti timamufo no yebesre moma yenso yenhu niema ne de we besi atoto ye niema eye. Okay, so today that is it on Terry's vlog. Kindly subscribe, comment, share and like our videos. Thank you very much. See you again. Bye bye.